by Nunez, but he was in an offside position. So even if he found the back of the net, that would have been ruled out. And it's Manchester United's ball. So, how did it finish? Sale Saracens, Adam Whitting.
Jean-Luc Deprez's last play try sealed a 35-24 win for Sale that gives their playoff hopes a huge boost. They came back from 16-0 down to do it. Sarries will have to wait to guarantee a spot in the top four, but Sale look nearly there now. A game worthy of the top two. A cracker. Sale win 35-24.
And it finished Newcastle 19, London Irish 34. So those the final scores in today's two Premiership matches. 0-0 here at Anfield, 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. Henderson on the left, right-footed ball in, but De Gea comes forward out of his 6-yard box, drops to his knees, wide apart, and is able to scoop it up securely. And then forward from Manchester United, Weghorst. Nice first touch from him on the halfway line, sets Rashford off running down the right flank. Van Dijk's gone with him. Rashford's cross comes off the left foot of Van Dijk and loops halfway up the Kop, and Van Dijk's got a word or two for the assistant on this side of the field, Adam Nunn.
Wasn't happy, was he? I think it was a great little ball from Weghorst over the top of Van Dijk, and the pace of Marcus Rashford was too much for Van Dijk, and he thought that Marcus Rashford, I think, was offside, and he puts his hands up. Linesman doesn't like it.
Corner to Manchester United. Shaw. They're in no hurry, Manchester United, slowing the game down. Liverpool supporters down there. Manchester United's Luke Shaw with Liverpool fans to his right in the Kop, to his left in the lower tier of the main stand. Takes it out to the corner to Anthony. Now back to Fred. Goes back to the halfway line, and Dalot had to be quick there to play it out to the right. Bruno Fernandes with a flick, and Robertson steps in to volley it forward to the halfway line, where Martinez is underneath it and nobs it out of play in between the two dotted lines of the technical areas. Erik ten Hag and Jurgen Klopp standing there about 15 yards apart. So a throw-in for Liverpool. When Manchester United won earlier in the season 2-1 at Old Trafford, that was Manchester United's first win against Liverpool in the Premier League for 4 years. Throw-in taken by Robertson. Elliott tries to stab it away. Weghorst is back in there, big, long legs, and is able to get a touch on the ball. And it's Martinez who's got it in the D. Back to De Gea, who broke the Manchester United clean sheets record in the final last weekend for Manchester United. 181 clean sheets now. There's a little bit of confusion over that, but apparently that was the record-breaking clean sheet. Ball through the middle for Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold then finds Robertson. Robertson into the box, right foot shot, but it's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard area, actually, by Martinez, who was able to get across on his right foot. Robertson lacked the whip, really, that he would have liked.
Yeah, yes, his weaker foot. He just tried to curl in that corner. He was actually going wide, but Martinez wasn't to know that.
As Liverpool come forward again through the middle, Elliott turns, Fred slides in, still Elliott going, left-footed cross over to the far side, that's headed away by Shaw, and then a long leg stretch forward. Fabinho cuts it out. Liverpool have got it back. Elliott back to Robertson on the left, goes for the early volley, and it's over the top from Nunez, arriving at the edge of the 6-yard box. And actually Lisandro Martinez got a touch on that and is being praised. He's yet to get onto his feet yet. But if that was a clearance from Martinez, what a clearance.
Great work. Robertson down the left-hand side, he just crosses it into that area. It lands on the 6-yard box, right in the middle of the goal. And I think it's a touch from Nunez first. It's heading towards the goal, and Martinez gets there second, but it's just enough to ricochet the ball over his own bar. What a great bit of defending. Yeah. Great ball from Robertson, though.
Excellent work. Yeah, Nunez got the initial touch, as Dion says, but off the foot, down onto Martinez's outstretched foot, and then over the top. Here's the corner. Robertson in to the edge of the 6-yard box, but that is headed away for Manchester United by Varane. Elliott goes down as he's challenged by Anthony, and the ball bounces out for a throw-in near the corner flag on the Manchester United right. So it is a throw-in. We've played what? First quarter's gone now, still 0-0.
Yeah, it's strange. We've played like 23 minutes and it's not settled down yet. There's not been a clear pattern of play. It's been very, very frantic.
Been mainly Liverpool, though, but Manchester United closest with the shot from Anthony that was well saved by Alisson. So still Liverpool. It's been mainly eyes left, hasn't it? But now eyes right, because Manchester United come forward. Rashford forward to Anthony. Anthony sprinting down the right now, cuts into the penalty area. Left-footed ball, the outside of his left foot, headed away by Konate. Out to Fred though, and then the ball square from Casemiro. But back in there, winning it and cutting it out was Salah. And then eventually cleared away inside his own box by Alexander-Arnold. Fabinho forward from him. Shaw underneath that though, headed for Manchester United, out to Bruno Fernandes, as I say, on that left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes, that's where he receives the ball, almost on the white line. Now in field, Casemiro square. Weghorst stabs it to the edge of the box, but straight at Van Dijk, who was able to, unchallenged, play that away. Nunez, though, is beaten to the ball by Dalot. Groans from Liverpool's fans here inside Anfield. Still 0-0 as Anthony brings it forward, left-footed ball into the penalty area, stretching away from Konate, and then a volley away from Henderson. Fabinho as it comes back at Liverpool, and then Nunez with an attempted pass towards Salah. Martinez stepped in again, was able to head that away. Now Alexander-Arnold, long pass to Salah, took that down brilliantly, plays it past Martinez, and then as Salah tried to go past Martinez, he went down as though he'd been caught by an arm from the Manchester United defender, and the referee says play on. No action taken. Salah doesn't make a big fuss about that, and Martinez actually comes across and actually gestures towards Salah. There's a little apology in there. Oops, didn't mean that.
Didn't mean it. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yes, Anthony bringing it forward towards the edge of the area. Don't think the Liverpool fans thought it was an accident. Here's Fred to the right-hand side. Dalot with the cross, it's deep, and then, just across the face of goal from a falling header from Bruno Fernandes, and that was not far away.
No, it's a brilliant ball from Dalot. He just whips it in. It's an outswinger, it's away from the keeper. Alisson thinks about coming, has to stay on his line. Swings it in towards Alisson. It comes away from Alisson. Bruno's at the far post. He's on the corner of the 6 yard, and he just goes past the far post across the keeper. Great header, great cross. No goal though.
So Dion
Martinez, let's talk about him.
If you, Dion, had been Salah and had been caught by a defender in the way that Martinez caught Salah there with his arm, what would you have thought?
I'd have chalked it up in the book. I'd have stored it and waited. I think he's very, very lucky, Martinez. I don't think it was a red. I'm not going to say it was a red. I've seen it a couple of times. I think it was a yellow, though. Put his arm up to stop.
Oh, long pass. Rashford, low shot, but didn't catch it as he wanted, and Alisson actually could drop on it. It was a long pass from Shaw near the halfway line. One long pass. Rashford on the end of it, caught it on the half volley, but the shot actually was quite weak.
Yeah, I think that's the best chance of the game so far. I think Luke Shaw was on the halfway line, right on the touchline. He pinged it to the edge of the box, and it landed on the 18-yard box. Rashford caught it on the volley, and it just didn't connect. One-on-one with the keeper he was.
Still 0-0. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. The talking points beginning to rack up. And, let's restate it. That wasn't given as a free kick, the Martinez challenge on Salah. And Varane does well against Nunez. Now Weghorst carrying the ball forward in rather laboured fashion, and then couldn't get the pass in. Fabinho put the challenge. Robertson, that's a good ball into the space in the centre circle. Elliott carrying it forward, left-footed ball into the path of Salah. Salah now into the area. Salah across the box, but behind everyone, whether red or white-shirted. And Liverpool have to rely on Henderson arriving to play it forward again. Now Salah, left side of the box, bounces to Nunez, who's in an offside position, knew it, didn't even try and play the ball, and Liverpool go back towards the halfway line. It is full time then in the Women's League Cup final, and have Arsenal won it, Chris Wise?
They're the League Cup champions. They've beaten Chelsea 3-1, all the goals in the first half. Kerr scored very early on for Chelsea. The Gunners' response brilliant. Baxtenius, Little with a penalty, an own goal from Charles. It's Arsenal's first piece of silverware in 4 years. Arsenal 3, Chelsea 1.
So congratulations to Arsenal. And in the WSL, big win for Manchester United today, 5-1 against Leicester, to reinforce their position at the top. And the highlights from the Women's Super League will be on the Women's Football Show, which follows Match of the Day 2 tonight on the television, or anytime on the iPlayer. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0 here in the Premier League on 5 Live in the World Service, with almost half an hour played at Anfield. Manchester United racking up the chances now, Dion, with the Anthony shot that was saved, Bruno Fernandes's header across the face of goal, that chance for Rashford that you thought was the best of the
Yeah, I thought it was a really good chance, the Rashford one, because of the form he's in as well. But yeah, two and a half very good chances for United.
Salah now, Salah wrestling for it as he wins a free kick, and Luke Shaw disagrees with that, and then there's a little reaction there from Elliott, and Bruno Fernandes is pointing at the assistant on the far side.
Yeah, I think the United players are saying your assistant's closer than you are, and he's not doing anything about it. It's a free. Yeah, Shaw's got his arms all over Salah. Salah's trying to get away.
It's a free kick.
Referee gets it right.
It's a free kick.
It is a free kick.
Free kick to Liverpool on the right. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson together, the two famous Liverpool full-backs. And it is Robertson with the in-swinger from the far side, but cleared away, headed away by Manchester United. Still 0-0. Fred has overrun that, played forward by Robertson, but into the path of Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes long. Anthony, it's 2 against 2 here. Anthony on the left-hand side, though. Low ball across. Konate was well positioned there, just to volley it back out towards the far side for a throw.
There was a half a second chance there as Anthony goes down the left-hand side. It's a 2-on-2. If he plays it in behind Konate, Marcus Rashford is flying down the centre of the pitch. I think he was in. I think it's Fabinho actually that was trying to get out to Anthony. Didn't get close enough. Anthony left it a second too late. Marcus Rashford is marked by Konate. Another chance gone.
Still 0-0. This match, as usual, feels like it's got lots in it. Out for a throw again. Second consecutive throw for Manchester United. Shaw waiting to take it. Fred makes a little run forward. Fred scored one of the goals against West Ham in the FA Cup in midweek. He's actually now, he's got 6 now this season, Fred. It's his birthday today. Harry Maguire on the bench and Fred born on exactly the same day. So both 30 today. Throw in. 20s are gone. Never be back for them.
I'd love to be in my 30s, John.
Wouldn't we all? Manchester United take the throw. Shaw hooks it in the air, headed away by Alexander-Arnold. Anthony's over there as well. It's very congested. Shaw with a touch to Anthony, then Shaw again, leaned into, and that is giving us a free kick. And Gakpo doesn't like that. He's saying, Gakpo's giving the shape of the ball with his hands to referee Madley, saying he got the ball, but it's a free kick to Manchester United. And Dion?
Yeah, I believe that he just caught him. Look at the replay here, just catches Shaw on the side of the foot. That's a free kick as well. Some really soft free kicks, but the referee has to give them just to calm the game down a little bit. Yeah. It's very frantic at the moment. This is a great position. I mean, Liverpool have had a couple of free kicks like this in this area. Wide left for Manchester United, down there left-hand side, about 5 yards away from the corner of the box. So one in the wall.
Free kick for Manchester United on the left. Shaw waiting to take it, but it could be the in-swinger from Bruno Fernandes. It is Shaw with a free kick to the penalty spot, and it's headed goalwards by Gallo, but straight at Alisson. Maybe he had to take one step to his left and was able to catch it into his chest. Header from, 10 yards out or thereabouts. Don't think many were expecting Gallo to score the opening goal of this latest Liverpool-Manchester United encounter. The 211th meeting in all competitions. One of the rules of commentary, Dion, whenever there's a derby match, as this is considered to be, Northwest derby, to mention the number of matches they've played against one another. Alisson knocks the ball across his penalty area to Van Dijk, and then Fabinho was put under pressure by Weghorst, and his pass found Dalot, but Dalot rather sort of snatched at it and put it straight behind for a goal.
Yeah, I think at the moment Manchester United are having to bypass the midfield, because Elliott, Fabinho and Henderson at the moment as a 3, and Casemiro and Fred are just getting overrun. See, Weghorst doesn't come deep enough to make it a 3. So they're having more of the play in the middle of the park at the moment.
I think Jurgen Klopp's a bit concerned about the way this is going. Still 0-0. However, Liverpool with Robertson. Robertson then, Nunez left side of the box, angles it back towards the penalty spot. Cleared away though by Casemiro, who was in position for Manchester United to do exactly that, his primary role. And now Nunez, lovely change of feet, although I thought he was tripped by Anthony. That is not given as a free kick. Nunez went down and then Anthony is challenged by Gakpo, who took the ball on the halfway line, and it is a throw-in, and there's a little high five between Fred and Anthony.
Yeah, there's not a high five between the referee, Mr. Madley, and Klopp, because they don't seem to be happy. Klopp's waving his arms about at the manager frantically, as if to say, you're missing so much, why didn't we get a free kick? The referee's looking at him, not even reacting to what Klopp's saying. His arms are all over the place, though, Jurgen Klopp.
So I think he's trying to restrain himself, Jurgen Klopp. Remember, he got sent off here the match against Manchester City. Now Salah through the middle, he's tripped by Shaw. That is a free kick. So that's the second foul by Shaw on Salah. Again, that's why there's this noise around Anfield. The Liverpool fans know that that's Shaw's second time against Salah. It's only a free kick though, which they take. Liverpool, sky's just beginning to darken here on Merseyside. Still plenty of daylight left. Floodlights taking effect though. Liverpool play it out towards the right hand side. Salah turns, plays it into Shaw, out of play. We've got 10 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. So we'll have more on Max Verstappen's win in the opening Grand Prix. We'll hear from Jack Nicholls and the team in Bahrain. And it'll all be rounded up, of course, on the 5 Live Checkered Flag podcast on BBC Sounds. Robertson now low to the edge of the penalty area, but Martinez was there to clear it away. He looks right on his game, Martinez, doesn't he? He didn't put him to one side, his arm on Salah.
I think he's a really good defender, Martinez. You've got a really good balance there. You've got the aggression of Martinez, aggression of Dalot, then you've got the culture of Varane. Yeah, the culture of Varane and experience of Shaw as well. So the balance back there is very good for Manchester United.
Yeah, that classic silk and steel combination.
It's very much like what's sat here on the gantry, to be fair, I've got to say. I'm not sure which is which, but there you go.
Well, Dion, you've got a little bit of everything, of course, as we know. Here's Varane, who turns and plays it back to De Gea, just in front of his penalty area, tapping the ball out to Martinez, who looks up, then pulls it onto his left foot. Gakpo comes across, but Martinez finds Shaw, who's able to take a run and go down the left flank, still going, cuts it back against Alexander-Arnold and then plays it off Salah. But I think the final touch was back onto Shaw. Yes, it was, and it's a throw-in to Liverpool.
Yeah, I think the positivity of Shaw there really deserves something at the end of that. He actually got one-on-one with Alexander-Arnold in the end. He should have just swung that left foot, outswinger, should have put it in the box. He should have forced some of his teammates to commit.
Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. Throw-in, and Alexander-Arnold just spins the ball, sort of basketball style, in his hands, and then takes the throw up the line, which is headed forward, headed away by Henderson, and it's deflected out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. Hit Gakpo.
Looks out of sorts today for me, Nunez. Just looks slightly out of sorts. He looks a little bit leggy, not quite as explosive as he can be, whether he's warming into the game or not, but not quite on at the moment, Nunez.
Manchester United take the throw. Here it comes to Dalot. Dalot curls one in beyond Rashford and all the way through for a goal kick. The ball bouncing into the hoardings in front of the Kop. Mentioned the 5 Live Checkered Flag podcast. This Formula 1 season for us on 5 Live, beginning without Jenny Gow, who we very much send our best wishes to. Hope she's back in full health very soon. As Gakpo plays the ball behind Nunez, and the ball is slid out of play by Dalot, who is able to put the challenge in on Robertson. Robertson takes the throw back towards Henderson. Henderson then back towards the halfway line to Van Dijk. Across to Konate. Joe Gomez not fit yet, he's on the injured list. Matip on the substitutes bench for Liverpool. Konate, who's missed so much of this season for Liverpool, as he's in possession again. Black gloves on, the French international. Elliott, he's given it away. That's an unforced error by Elliott. Anthony through the middle. Rashford with a back heel flick back to Casemiro, who slips it right through the middle to Anthony, who got a touch. It's bounced across the box and is cleared by Van Dijk, and then the offside flag goes up. The referee says play on. Liverpool are coming forward. Elliott then passes it straight into Casemiro, and is a little fortunate that he bounced back to him. A couple of errors in a short space of time by Elliott, but then forward from Gakpo, but that is cut out by Shaw. And Manchester United are able to play it to the right-hand side to Anthony. Oh, Robertson puts in the challenge. That was a strong one. Yes, it was a foul, and it's a free kick to Manchester United here on the right-hand side.
I mean, earlier on, the ball from Casemiro is in the middle of the pitch. Casemiro, should I say, he's in the middle of Liverpool's half. He plays a lovely ball through for Anthony, running on the diagonal from the right to the centre of the pitch, and it gets a little bit scruffy. The ball was given away so lightly by Harvey Elliott. I think his studs got caught in the ground as he was trying to play the pass. Linesman said offside. It was offside, but they played the advantage.
Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. And Bruno Fernandes standing way down on this side of the pitch, looking down on him. And Bruno Fernandes delivers it. Manchester United players goes down, but the free kick was far too close to Alisson, who was able to make the catch. United players still down, but Liverpool break away, not stopping play. Nunez taking it down the right flank, and then Fred slides in to put it out of play. Liverpool take a quick throw to Salah in the box. Fred's across there. Ooh, might have been a tug on Salah. That's what the crowd are shouting for. Whether there was enough there, or I'm not sure, as Manchester United play it forward. Rashford just keeps it in on the left-hand side. Rashford out there on the flank, comes in field, well, goes down rather awkwardly, got his ankles clipped by Fabinho. He went past Konate. Fabinho ran across the back of him and clipped his heels. It's a yellow card. Fabinho booked.
Yeah, I think Fabinho knew exactly what Marcus Rashford wanted to do. One of those little inside of the foot to outside of the foot moves from Marcus Rashford. Just rolls the ball from one side of his right foot to the next. Goes in between the two of Fabinho and Konate, and yeah, Fabinho just clips his heels because he knows he's one-on-one with Konate. He knows they're in trouble, and he decides to put a stop to it there and then. Just looking at a replay here.
Fabinho and Varane.
Yeah.
Who's the Manchester United player who went down on the edge of the area when Liverpool didn't stop play. That was Fabinho on Varane earlier,
and then he got away with that one, but he didn't get away with the heels. There's a couple of people that have got away with stuff today.
That's the first yellow card, Fabinho, and it could have come earlier, without doubt. Free kick then, Manchester United, still 0-0. Bruno Fernandes plays it in, and it's headed in. Casemiro, but the offside flag is up. Initial header from Weghorst, and it actually came off Weghorst's head onto Casemiro, who headed it in, but he knew Casemiro that he was beyond I think he was beyond Weghorst actually. So the goal does not stand, still 0-0.
Very brave from Liverpool. They hold a very high line. If you can imagine the cuts of grass, there's a dark piece of grass and then there's a light piece of grass. I mean, United players are a whole cut of grass away from that back four, way offside. You've got to do better than that because the ball was brilliant. The runs were far too early.
In fact, they were both offside. Weghorst was just
might have been three offside.
There
was a few in there. I think Marcus was offside as well.
And when he then headed it, Weghorst, Casemiro was indeed beyond him. So and Casemiro, there was no element of celebration from him. He knew that the goal would not stand. So Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. But as I said a few moments ago, Jurgen Klopp, I think there are signs in this match that he doesn't like. Manchester United have had the better chances, but Liverpool with Robertson, that's good. Gakpo onto his right foot, scores! Liverpool are in front at Anfield against Manchester United, and Cody Gakpo, who might have joined Manchester United last summer, is the man to score the opening goal on his first experience of this famous fixture. And what a good finish it was. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 0 as half-time approaches.
That's some incredible football from Liverpool. Great ball from the keeper to Robertson, who's in front of his manager, receives it in front of his manager in the technical area, takes a touch, drives inside, takes his time. He doesn't choose the right pass, which is to his feet. While he's on the touchline, he waits to split the defence with an amazing pass and run. And Gakpo just comes off his left foot onto his right foot and he just curls it along the grass past De Gea in the far post. What a finish, what a ball from Robertson.
1-0, the home side lead. And then Robertson, who gets another assist for his part in that goal. And it was simplicity, really. Liverpool with Robertson near the halfway line, just passed it into space for Gakpo to run onto. One touch, beat Varane, and then a long ball forward. Bruno Fernandes through the middle into the box, still going. Bruno Fernandes plays it square, Weghorst with a chance, and it's deflected up and over, and actually the offside flag then comes, and Bruno Fernandes was flagged offside. So even if they'd been able to get the ball into the net, that would not have counted, and Liverpool still lead 1-0 through that goal that we just saw scored in the 43rd minute.
Yeah, it's a very good goal, very cool. I'm looking at the offside here. Yes, he's a couple of yards offside. Bruno Fernandes, as that ball approaches him. No goal anyway, but the amount of red shirts that get back there, they don't know it's offside, those Liverpool players, and they get back in their numbers. Game on, by the way. Everything's turned up. The level of the game, the level of the noise.
Jurgen Klopp is in quite animated discussions with the fourth official down there, Chris Kavanagh. There's going to be 1 minute of added time at the end of the first half. The ball's out of play on the halfway line. Robertson has tried to grab at the ball from Anthony, who didn't like that, and Anthony's reacted there and walked, but Robertson ran away very quickly, so that immediately deflated that situation, and Jurgen Klopp's actually given Anthony a little pat on the back just to help him along. And Manchester United now attack with Shaw on the left-hand side. Liverpool fans now in good voice. I think I said just before Liverpool scored the opening goal, I think Jurgen Klopp was worried. I think the Liverpool supporters were worried. But that Gakpo goal has settled them. Anthony, though, playing it in over the heads of both Van Dijk and Fabinho, but beyond them, Alisson, with that big, thick black beard, was able to drop forward and gather the ball up.
Yeah, I just think the goal itself, Gakpo holding himself out wide and waiting for Dalot just to switch off, and then he makes his run inside him, or should I say behind him and inside. It's a very, very clever run, clever ball, well worked.
Yeah, it really was. From on the left-hand side, Gakpo into the box, got away from Dalot, and there's the half-time whistle. 1-0 Liverpool lead, and Gakpo, in scoring the goal into the area, then cut it back onto his right foot, so beat Varane, and then the low right foot curling shot just found the space, just curled it into the far corner. So Gakpo, his third goal for Liverpool. He scored his goals against Everton, his first goal in the derby, then scored at Newcastle when Liverpool became the first team to beat Newcastle there this season, and took that one well, if you remember it, and then this one equally well, and that's it. 1-0 Dion Dublin.
Yeah, and you know what, on the possession stats, it says a 0-0 all over it. I mean, the chances have been good from both sides. Man United possibly have the better chances, but Liverpool, with a little bit of football, they've got numbers in midfield, and they're using those numbers, used them well towards their goal as well. And I think the quality of the finish deserves Liverpool being one up at half-time, I've got to say.
Yes, and a ninth assist of the season for Andy Robertson as well in all competitions. So there we are. Just reminded that when Manchester United beat Liverpool in August, Manchester United had 29% possession in that game. So another reminder that possession is not all. At half-time here at Anfield, Liverpool 1, Manchester United 0.
And Dion, John Murray said it right. You know, it was simplicity in the end, but it was about making it look simple. You know, that is a World Cup winning, Champions League winning multiple times defender that Cody Gakpo has just glided by.
Yeah, but he's been forced. He's been forced to come into that position. Dalot just switches off. Your ball watches for 2 seconds. A little bit of movement from Gakpo. His heels, Steve, they're on the touchline. He's got chalk on his heels, and he waits and he waits and he waits. And as soon as Dalot looks at the ball, he looks at Robertson. That's when he goes in behind him, and then he plays that straight ball, diagonal run, and then you're in. You can do anything you want when you're in there. If a defender's sprinting to get to you, you can do whatever you want. And he just chops on his right foot and it's an easy finish. He's a world-class player. He made it look easy.
He's scored a couple of goals already, of course, in a Liverpool shirt, but that's his best moment in a Liverpool shirt. What a time to find it.
I would agree. He's done well today. I think Nunez has been slightly off it. I did mention to John in commentary, he's been slightly off it. Looks a bit leggy to me. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't see him in the second half, Nunez, and I think Firmino may come on. But I think Gakpo is looking sharp, Salah's looking sharp. There's an interesting battle down right in front of us in the first half anyway. Anthony and Robertson, that's heating up nicely.
Yeah, well, it's been bubbling away, John, hasn't it? And with that goal, you just feel second half we might well hit boiling point.
Yeah, and certainly it was a big talking point in the first half. The Martinez challenge on Salah fired up the crowd. There have been one or two other little incidents as well. It's got a nice niggle to it in certain parts of the match. But anyway, we're off and running with a goal.
Yeah, very well set up. Thank you very much for the time being, chaps. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 0. As it stands, that would take Liverpool up to 5th in the Premier League, 3 points away from Tottenham, but there is a long way to go yet. At Anfield, we've already had one great game in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest 2, Everton 2. Earlier on today, we heard live on Premier League Sunday from Sean Dyche. We'll hear from Steve Cooper shortly. We'll be looking ahead to Keely Hodgkinson, who goes in the 800 metres at the European Indoors very shortly. We will also get some reaction to Arsenal's victory in the Women's League Cup final over Chelsea. I can just see pictures of Leah Williamson leading the celebrations, and we'll hear from the Formula One world champion Max Verstappen, who has started the new season with yet another victory. We'll do all that after the news with Carl Hartley.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
In the last hour, the Unite Union has called off ambulance workers' strikes in England planned for tomorrow and Wednesday as they enter into pay talks with the government. The Unite Union joined other unions representing ambulance workers to pause their industrial action. Scientists and environmentalists are welcoming a landmark global agreement reached at the United Nations to safeguard the oceans. The treaty will create protected areas covering 30% of the high seas or international waters by the end of the decade. BBC News understands the former senior civil servant Sue Gray will contact the appointments watchdog tomorrow about her intention to become Labour's Chief of Staff. Conservative MPs say her move calls into question her impartiality while investigating Downing Street parties during COVID lockdowns. And police are investigating after Dundee United manager Jim Goodwin said he was hit by a coin during his side's defeat against his former club Aberdeen yesterday. Goodwin claims other items, including a pie and a cup of juice, were also thrown. Officers are now looking through CCTV footage.
5 Live Breakfast.
We're talking about quizzes this morning because Conservative MPs are going to go on an away day and Greg Hans is going to host a quiz. Just going to read out a few quiz texts here because there's some good ones. Richard in Cardigan says, my cousin was quizmaster and had the question, what colour is Wolves kit? I said black and gold. She wouldn't give it a point. Everyone else said orange. They got the point. I showed her their website where they say it's gold. Still no point. The 2023 Formula One season gets underway in Bahrain. Max Verstappen and Red Bull are reigning champions, of course. We're joined now by the team principal, Christian Horner. Morning, Christian.
Good morning.
Are you a keen quizzer?
Yeah, I love a quiz.
I can imagine you getting quite fiery at a quiz, actually.
Absolutely. I mean, in our family, it gets very fiery over quizzes. So
I'm sure.
So we did a lot of in lockdown in the team. We do one every Friday night.
Rachel Burden and Rick Edwards.
5 Live Breakfast. Weekday mornings from 6. More live Premier League football than anyone else.
5 Live's Premier League Sunday.
With Steve Crossman.
Easy quiz question for the start of the new Formula One season. Who won the first race? Max Verstappen. We're going to hear from him very shortly. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 0, half-time at Anfield. Second half commentary on the way. The other Premier League game ended in a 2-2 draw between Nottingham Forest and Everton. Brennan Johnson twice equalising for Steve Cooper's side. Here is Cooper with Andy Gibbings.
The free kick decision that led to the goal. Your take on that? We saw you down pitch side. It was obviously an angry moment.
Yeah, there were loads of things that I didn't think were, basic things that weren't right in the game. But there was that, and then there was the Tarkowski challenge on Lodi in the corner, which that was an incident that I thought was a yellow card, and he dealt with that. But then to blow up when Brennan's on a 1v1. on a big pitch is just a complete lack of game understanding, and for me that cannot happen at this level. It just cannot happen. So it's frustrating.
After those frustrations, what happens to address it? So what can you do about that? What can be done about it?
Well, I think, and I don't say this cynically and sarcastically, I do think this is where it's at a little bit. I know right at the start of the season it was about an inexperienced group of refs and a bit of patience and things like that, and today's referee hasn't done that many Premier League games, I don't think, which was a little bit of why is he on this one, you know. So I do think that's a little bit of where it's at, but at the same time, that's one thing. We've got to make sure that there's progress made. So it's not so much for what I do, it's what's done sort of in the referees department, if that's the right PGMOL, is it? You know, so that's more important, because I can't do anything now apart from feedback, and you won't get much back from that. But listen, the proof is in the pudding out there, and you hope that it's looked at.
Nottingham Forest stay 14th on 26 points, Everton 18th on 22, and it means the gap between Palace in 12th and Bournemouth in 20th is still just 6 points. 08085 909 693. The lines are open now for 606. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton with you once we're done at Anfield. Hi, Robbie.
How are you, Steve?
Yeah, very good, very good. We've had 1.5 excellent games already today in the Premier League, and a brilliant Women's League Cup final as well.
Yeah, listen, I've enjoyed all the games so far. Brennan Johnson, what a performance from him. The 2 goals, the second finish was absolutely fantastic. And you've just mentioned there, how close is this relegation battle from Crystal Palace down? You know, Crystal Palace, I don't think they've won this year in the Premier League. This year in the Premier League. So from Palace down, it's a relegation battle. On this game, I thought Manchester United were the ones in the ascendancy before Gapco has scored a wonderful, wonderful goal. It's an intriguing game, you know, 2 sides going for it, but Manchester United will feel that they should have got something in that first half. But Liverpool, the front three of Nunez, Gapco and Salah, you know, causing problems. So it's a good watch.
If Liverpool win this, would you make them favourites to get in the Champions League? There'd be 3 points behind Spurs with a game in hand, yeah? Yeah,
I would. I think Spurs on 606 last night, Steve, Spurs fans again, you know, played not their strongest side against Wolves against Sheffield United in the FA Cup. Then they've lost against Wolves. I don't think they'll finish in the top 4. So if Liverpool win, you know, I believe they'll be strong favourites to finish in that 4th place. But I can't believe we're talking about the strong favourites to finish 4th. Liverpool, what has happened? What has happened? You know, and look at Manchester. I think this time last season or the end of the season, Liverpool were 34 or 32 points ahead of Manchester United last season. Now look at it. If Manchester United win, will be 7 if Liverpool win. But Newcastle just seem to be faltering a little bit.
Do you think they're running out of steam?
Yeah, I do. Although, you know, Eddie Howe's had a fantastic season. But if Liverpool win, I think the top 4. And let's be fair, for the neutral, this might be a bit controversial. You want to see Liverpool in the Champions League ahead of Spurs, you know, and Newcastle.
What do you mean you want to see? You've got me, Robbie. You've hooked me in.
Globally, I think the neutral would rather see a Liverpool. Listen, Newcastle fans and Spurs fans would want to see their teams in it. But from a TV audience perspective...
forget TV audiences. Who cares about TV audiences?
And radio. Liverpool, Manchester United, City and Arsenal, for me, they're the 4 you were in the Champions League.
Better story if Newcastle are in it, though, isn't it?
It's a better story, yeah. Listen, it'd be great. Listen, Middlesbrough might get in the Premier League.
You've done me. Absolutely done me, Robbie. I was like, he won't get to me.
Yeah,
he won't get to me.
They are flying. Wow, I'm Blackburn Rovers.
Good work.
So, listen, 08085 909 693, Steve.
Have a good one, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton with 606. Arsenal have won their first trophy in 4 years today. The women's team coming from a goal behind to beat Chelsea to win the League Cup. Jonas Eidevall's team were behind 2 minutes in, but they responded really well, winning 3-1 thanks to goals from Blackstenius Little and an own goal from Charles. Joe Curry spoke to the winning captain, Kim Little.
First, I'm just so proud of the team. I think off the back of last week's result, you know, we needed to turn it around. And we had a good week's training and then, you know, talked about a lot of things that we needed to be better at. And I think we showed that today. I'm just proud of the girls, proud of the team.
It was a disastrous start, to be perfectly honest, but then we saw this real turn of energy, this desire, this hunger. How easy or difficult was it to put that goal behind you and pick yourselves up?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking after they scored, what could we have done to stop that, because it was such a good goal. But I think because it was so early, we just needed to reset, and I think we did that. And the rest of our first half performance was pretty special, and I think that's what won us the match today.
Elsewhere, Alessia Russo scored a hat-trick as Manchester United extended their lead at the top of the Women's Super League, beating Leicester 5-1. They're 4 points above Chelsea. They play next Sunday. It was Manchester City 3, Tottenham 1, so City are now second. Reading 2, West Ham 1, and Everton 0, Aston Villa 2. Celtic have restored their 9-point lead at the top of the Scottish Premiership with a ruthless second half, showing 5 goals in that period to beat 10-man St Mirren by 5 goals to 1. Let's go back to the European Indoors Athletics Championship. Keely Hodgkinson will be going for gold in the 800 in less than 10 minutes' time. Katie Smith watching the action for us. Less success in the relay, though, Katie.
Yeah, no medals at all for Great Britain. That was in the 4x400 metres. The men were in contention, Steve, but Sam Reardon got tripped on the third leg, so they missed out, lost their momentum. The women never really in it. They finished down in 6th place. Currently watching the long jump, Jazz Sawyer's going in that. She had been sitting in 3rd position, bronze medal position, but a huge jump from the Olympic champion, Malaika Mahambo of Germany, has pushed her out of the medal. She's got 2 attempts to go, and as you say, Keely Hodgkinson now just over 5 minutes away from looking to defend her title.
Katie, thank you so much. Defending Formula One world champion Max Verstappen has won the season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix ahead of Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez in 2nd. Fernando Alonso finished 3rd. Mercedes duo Lewis Hamilton and George Russell were 5th and 7th. So a perfect start for Red Bull and Verstappen, who wins in Bahrain for the first time in his career.
Very good first stint where I basically made my gap. And from there onwards, it was all about just looking after the tyres, because you never really know what's going to happen later on in the race. So we just wanted to make sure that we had the right tyres and in good condition as well. So I think we have a good race package. I mean, of course, it will depend a bit race to race, but yeah, we can definitely fight with this, And also a big thank you to the team, over the winter, what they've done again to give us such a quick race car again.
Max Verstappen. There'll be much more on the Checkered Flag podcast. That'll be available before too long on BBC Sounds. Back at Anfield, the Manchester United team just beginning to make their way out of the tunnel. Dion Dublin, this is set up perfectly.
It is, and United are out first. Liverpool subs are still on the pitch, but none of their first team. Man United going through some fast feet exercises on the pitch at the moment. But yeah, they have to come out of the blocks. United, they need these points. They really do. I mean, the draw's okay, but they'll come out and try and get all 3 points. It is set up lovely, Stephen, as you said.
All yours, John.
Thank you, Steve. Out come the Liverpool players to warm applause, particularly after that goal from Cody Gakpo just before half-time. So Liverpool leading 1-0. No substitutions. So Darwin Núñez is walking out there. I see him walking across the centre circle now. Liverpool, Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho and Elliott, Salah, goal scorer Gakpo and Núñez. And Manchester United, as they started the League Cup final last Sunday afternoon, De Gea in goal, Dalot, Varane, Martinez and Shaw, Casemiro, Fernandes and Fred, Anthony, Weghorst and Rashford. There's the whistle from Andy Madley, and the second half begins with Liverpool kicking off and playing from left to right as we look at it from up here and the top tier of the main stand. So Liverpool attacking towards the Kop, where there are still 1 or 2 people coming back through the exits to take their seats for the start of the second half. Ball out of play, white-shirted Manchester United today, black shorts, white socks. Liverpool in the almost all red, just the white trim and the white numbers, and Manchester United with the throw that they take up the line. Fred flicks it back into his own half, bounces down on the halfway line, and then back it goes to Martinez, who tries to pass it over the top, but Konate got up high, headed it away above Rashford. Comes back for Alexander-Arnold, left-footed ball from him, but Shaw stepped across Salah, headed it down, and Manchester United have got possession back inside their own half. So Martinez just knocking it square to Varane, who was beaten by Gakpo for that goal. His 3rd for Liverpool. Got 13 for PSV this season before his move in January here to Merseyside for well, somewhere in excess of £35 million. As Fabinho stretches forward, Casemiro is also losing it to Fabinho, and now Nunez edge of the area, back to Fabinho, edge of the D, lifts it forward, out to the right hand side, Salah pulls it across, bounces off the defender, Elliott's ball across, headed in, 2-0 Liverpool, Nunez inside the 6-yard box, a little header, and it's a 2-0 lead for Liverpool. And listen to Anfield, Liverpool open a 2-goal lead over their great rivals Manchester United. What about that, Dion Dublin?
That's the start that Liverpool wanted, just to get that extra goal. It was just a little bit messy, the start of the second half. Man United gave the ball away, Liverpool gave the ball away. It was on the edge of Manchester United's box in their D for an eternity, possibly only 3 or 4 seconds, but it was bouncing about. Fabinho pops a little ball in. Elliott just swings his right foot, puts it into a good area, and Nunez, who I said was looking sluggish, wasn't really in the game, came alive there just to nudge it in. He's onside, looking at the replay. He's onside. Lovely little ball in. Nunez is unmarked inside Man United 6-yard box.
So Liverpool take charge, and Darwin Nunez, a goal right at the start of the second half, after an opening goal right at the end of the first. And now Manchester United coming here on an 11-match unbeaten run since they lost at Arsenal in January, now in danger of being beaten by Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool here at Anfield. Having had the chances in the first half, Alisson with saves, opportunities missed, and Erik ten Hag sitting down there on those red seats in the Liverpool dugout on his first visit here as Manchester United's manager, with big problems to solve. But Anthony coming forward there, over on the right-hand side, onto his left foot. He shoots goalwards, but Alisson is able to catch it just to the right of his head. There was a little bit of recoil there as well, as he was able to hold the ball securely with his gloves. But a little scare for Liverpool. Fred is tripped, could have played advantage there, referee Madley, but brought it back. Casemiro, who was caught out or dispossessed. Casemiro takes the free kick, but that's above Anthony and through to Alisson. Yes, in the build-up, Dion, Casemiro's just crowded out by Fabinho. Liverpool won it back from him. There's a heavy touch, and that wasn't the way that he would have wanted things to develop.
No, I think Casemiro was just, what we call it being strength out the ball. He couldn't get close to it. Liverpool players were stronger. They just kept it alive. Those Fabinho, I think Henderson was in there as well, just keeping the ball alive, waiting for a run. They picked the right run, they picked the right ball, and the finish from Nunez was lovely.
2-0 to Liverpool. Lines are open for 606 08 085 909 693 to talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton as Casemiro plays it forward. Bruno Fernandes now on the left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes beats Konate into the box. Left-footed ball, trying to angle it back to the edge of the area, but Henderson was able to step across, take it for Liverpool. And Liverpool with Gakpo, forward to Salah on the right-hand side. 2 of the Liverpool front 3 have scored. Not yet Salah. He takes on Martinez, who goes to ground. Then into Gakpo! Oh, what a finish! It's 3-0! Oh, that was clever! That was cute by Cody Gakpo, scoring in front of the Kop on his first Liverpool-Manchester United experience. That's the way to do it. That's the way to make yourself an Anfield favourite. Liverpool 3, Manchester United 0.
If you want to know how to score a goal in transition, on the break, fast break, whatever you want to call it, that is it. Liverpool have just shown Manchester United how to break with pace, with quality, get the ball to Salah down the right-hand side. Martinez's legs were in a knot. He didn't know what to do. Left, right, left, right. The run was incredible. The ball was incredible. Man United at the moment are lost. Liverpool are on fire. What a goal that was.
I mean, the angle was extremely tight for Gakpo on the right side of the penalty area, the right side of the 6-yard box. De Gea came out, but what a lovely finish.
Yeah, he didn't, Salah just waited and waited and waited. And he created space for Gakpo to go inside Martinez. He does go inside Martinez. It's a lovely little leave pass there from Salah, just in behind Martinez. And he just lifts it. He doesn't strike it. He just lifts the ball over De Gea as he comes out. It nestles in the far post. That is a very, very good goal.
Well, I'm not sure what everyone was expecting when they came here for this match. But Liverpool 3, Manchester United 0, as the ball bounces out of play on the far side. And there was a challenge in there on Andy Robertson, who was left on the ground. The assistant flagged on the far side. Anthony was involved as well, who I think has not particularly endeared himself to Liverpool supporters. And it was actually Gallo and Anthony in either side of Robertson, who went down holding his face.
Yeah, I just think it's that battle. It's Anthony and Robertson down that right-hand side for Man United, left-hand side for Liverpool. It's good. The battles are good. The individual battles at this moment are being fought, hard fought. Being won by Liverpool at the moment, though.
But 3-0 to Liverpool against this Manchester United team in the form that they've been in this season. And Manchester United now actually going back into the realms of last season, aren't they, with a scoreline like this after the 5-0 and the 4-0 defeats to Liverpool last season, that traumatic season. They thought everything had changed. Not yet. Here's Anthony on the right-hand side. Anthony got two men to beat, couldn't get past Van Dijk, who was able to get a touch on that. Now the Olays have started, 3-0 up. I mean, it's party time here in the home stands as Manchester United, a long pass from Casemiro, looking for Bruno Fernandes at the back post, challenged Alexander-Arnold, who did enough to put off Fernandes, and the touch took it behind. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is getting the praise and applause and slaps off the back from Konate and Alisson. So Liverpool 3, Manchester United 0. Now, at half-time, we heard that Keely Hodgkinson was going for gold at the European Indoor Athletics. And what's happened, Katie Smith?
She has claimed it with ease, John.
Alisson's lost it, but Henderson was able to tidy it up. Oh, and Liverpool escaped. Carry on, Katie.
It's all too exciting, though. Keely Hodgkinson has taken gold here at the European Indoors, defending her title. She first won 2 years ago. From gun to tape, she led, finishing in a time of 1 minute, 58.66 seconds. Celebrated her 21st birthday this weekend. Remarkably, how much she has achieved already. A gold for Great Britain.
Thank you, Katie. I'm sure we'll hear from her before the end of 5 Live Sport this afternoon. But Liverpool 3, Manchester United 0. Scary moment for Alisson. We've seen that sort of thing before this season.
I've done that many, many times myself. The ball's being rolled to you. There's nobody by you at all. You put your foot out to stop the ball, and it just goes under your foot. Or sometimes the cut of the grass can make the ball waver slightly. Your concentration goes. Bruno's bearing down on you. But it just didn't work out for Manchester United on that occasion. Got to stay concentrated, though. It's still plenty of time to go.
Ball played over the top for United. Rashford into the area, tried to get a touch, twisting, but actually it bounced through to Alisson, who slipped there as he came out for the ball, but was fortunate when he recovered to find it bouncing towards him. But yes, he was caught in the earlier incident. Alisson, Bruno Fernandes, that could have turned out very differently, but it's Liverpool's day. At least that's how it seems. Ball's played forward for Salah. And then Varane is able to wait and play it off and out for a throw to Manchester United.
Yeah, Liverpool being very clever at the moment. They're allowing their forwards just to drop the ball into midfield. The defenders of Manchester United are having to come tight, and then they're just spinning and going in behind. That's how they're getting all their one-on-one transitions.
Anthony was shown a yellow card for that high boot on Robertson, by the way. Elliott through the middle. Elliott for Gakpo's on a hat-trick. Gakpo twisting, and then it bounces. Oh, the shot from Robertson on his right foot across the face of goal. That was a real chance for 4-0.
I think if that's on his left foot, that's just going to nestle in the far post. I think Robertson is concentrated so much. I mean, the ball, Gakpo has the ball on the penalty spot. He's got 4 Man United players. He's fighting, he's holding them off, and he just rolls it into Robertson's path. He tries to steer it into that corner. De Gea is stuck, stranded, doesn't know what to do. Goes wide.
Liverpool leading Manchester United 3-0. 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. Here's Nunez, leaves it for Salah. Salah stabs it. Gakpo tried to play it through. That's blocked on the edge of the box. Manchester United then lose possession. Liverpool all over Fred. And then Gakpo drags the shot. Fiery deflection wide of the left post. Corner Liverpool.
Manchester United all over the place at the moment. I'm looking at the body language of Manchester United. The shoulders are down. There's nobody trying to G each other up. Very defeatist body language for Manchester United. Yes, there's lots of time for goals and for performances. Varane now is telling his teammates, come on lads, we can do something. But I haven't seen anything from this Man United side in the second half. It really leads me to believe that they can get back in this game.
They've been hit by 3 goals either side of half-time, and that's really rattled them. You know, you can see that in the body language, and actually they're going to make a double change. Garnacho and McTominay are going to come on, first substitutions of the match. For Liverpool with a corner, Alexander-Arnold swings it in, and it's across the face of goal by Konate. Twisting, got to it, edge of the 6-yard box, and that could easily have gone in as well.
I mean, Konate's flying in there. He starts on the edge of the box, Konate. It's an in-swinger, so he's having to sprint to get there, to connect with the ball. He's having to really sprint. I don't know who's marking him. There might have been Anthony who's marking him or trying to mark him. No, it was Martinez. And Konate could have made it 4 quite easily. It's a free header from 6 yards out.
So McTominay and Garnacho coming on, and Weghorst and Fred are off on his 30th birthday. This wasn't what he had in mind. There were celebrations planned for tonight. They might be off as Dalot plays the ball off Henderson, out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, they've got to just try and get the ball down a little bit, Man United, or should I say get the ball back first and foremost, and then just try and pick a few passes, get your wide men involved, get short, and some overlaps. Garnacho now is on, so he'll stretch the play a little bit. Liverpool are they're in the zone, Liverpool at the moment. The pace of the squeeze and the pace of everything that Liverpool are doing is with pace and purpose.
I'll make it the goals were scored in the 43rd, the 47th and the 50th minutes of the match. And they've blown Manchester United away. Rashford running through the middle, claimed he was being pulled back. That's not given. He's not very happy about it. He actually turned towards the Manchester United bench and complained about it. Then Varane, Liverpool fans wanted a foul on Nunez. That's not given. And so Manchester United have got it with Martinez. Forward pass. Alexander-Arnold just stepped across, played it for Liverpool. Fabinho goes back into his own half and will tap it back to goalkeeper Alisson behind him. So Manchester United yet to get off the mark in this match. They've scored goals in every match they've played in all competitions since October, but not in this one. Liverpool coming forward again. Robertson driving it forward, cleared away. Here's Garnacho into the action for the first time, but Salah and Elliott together are able to dispossess him, and then McTominay is able to put in the challenge, and it's out of play for a throw into Liverpool down the right. Different game, Dion.
Yeah,
now
it is a completely different game. Yeah, even if you take the scoreline out of it, Scott McTominay's in there now, so he's hoping to get in there and put a bit of steel in that Manchester United midfield, but it hasn't worked for them anywhere in any department today.
Liverpool coming forward again, and this time it's Martinez on Gakpo, and that was a clumsiest challenge. And yes, referee Madley's got the yellow card out. 25 yards from goal, came in, took the man, and there's the yellow card. There are the cheers. They've wanted him booked almost since the off, and now Martinez is in the referee's notebook.
Yeah, Gakpo is absolutely rampant at the moment. He was going towards Martinez, then he just did a bit of a shimmy, went inside Martinez on his left foot. Martinez was left. He's frustrated. I can see him here on the screen. He's looking angry. Definite yellow card.
So free kick for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold and Salah and Robertson all in conversation there. As I said, it is probably 25 yards out. It's a little further actually than where the foul took place. Liverpool leave Salah and Alexander-Arnold to it. Alexander-Arnold, I think it will be. He's got the ball. He likes to go through this routine, ball in both hands, leans forward, a little bounce on the ground, then places it down. If this is Salah, they've certainly fooled me. Alexander-Arnold taps it short. Salah with a touch. Alexander-Arnold curls it into the back post, and it's headed behind by Dalot. Yes, I've seen them do that before as well.
It's just a little nudge. Salah was a yard away. He just toes it to Salah. Salah puts his studs on it and just gives Trent Alexander a better angle of just trying to find his teammates on the far post, trying to con everybody thinking he's going to shoot. Nice little ball in, good defend. Well defended by Dalot, far post.
Corner on the far side, which is angled back by Robertson to Elliott. Elliott works it back towards the centre circle, and Alexander-Arnold and Fabinho just goes all the way back to Alisson, who's near the halfway line, and then Alisson drives it forward downfield, but that will just bounce a couple of times through and over the white line for a goal kick.
Yeah, I can see Van Dijk's not happy with that at all. Robertson goes short to Elliott, and they end up going all the way back to the keeper, and Konate and Van Dijk have travelled 60-70 yards to get in the box, and he's a bit frustrated by that, Van Dijk.
So 3-0 to Liverpool on 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. Garnacho, ball bounces away from him, and Elliott then comes in, and he's able to win the ball back. Harvey Elliott, that's the 19-year-old and the 18-year-old in for the challenge together there. As up it comes to Gakpo, who is absolutely alive in this match after his 2 goals. And the second, the finish was so delicate. It needed the finest touch, didn't it? It was actually a little Dalglish-like, if I dare say that.
You said it.
I said it. But it was, wasn't it? You know, a little...
Yeah, just a nice little culture finish. It was a centre-forwards finish. Centre-forwards finish.
Out to the left-hand side it goes for Liverpool. And now Gakpo again. I think, he is now suddenly very much part of the furniture, isn't he? Those first 6 matches where he was unable to get off the mark, they're becoming a distant memory as Elliott plays the ball back towards the edge of the penalty area, and Alisson will pass it out to Konate. And now the celebrations from the Liverpool supporters in great voices. Salah takes it down, little touch from Martinez. McTominay went in on the challenge with his feet up, and he's caught Gakpo, and the referee stopped it, and he's trying to give himself some thinking time here. It's a yellow card for McTominay. It seemed to me that the feet were high when he made contact with Gakpo, and VAR will take a look at this, but it's a yellow card for now.
It's a difficult one, this one. I'm looking at Scott McTominay and the balls. He's actually slid in towards Gakpo. He's played the ball clearly, but his follow through has caught Gakpo on the shin with his studs as well. So
the other point of that is that Gakpo is coming in at pace.
Yeah, they're both going in at pace as well. Yeah. Yellow card may be about right. It's really hard though to stop when you've made a challenge. What do you do? Where do you put your legs? But the referees,
I think it's the right call.
Yeah, maybe the right call actually.
Yeah,
having seen the replays a few times.
So
he calmed it down though, Andy Man. He did well.
He did well. Liverpool 3-0 up. 2 goals for Gakpo, 1 for Nunez. And here is Anthony playing it out. The space here for Garnacho. Into the box, goes for goal. Took a deflection off Konate, which took it wide of the near post as he was looking at it. So it didn't threaten the goal. Probably 4 or 5 yards wide, but it is a corner to Manchester United. Their supporters, sure, they're shocked as well, coming here in such good confidence and hope that perhaps their team might be able to win here for the first time for 7 years, but not so. 3-0 is a healthy lead for Liverpool. Corner taken short. Bruno Fernandes clips it into the back post. That's headed away by Van Dijk. Anthony knocks shoulders with Salah, bounces down for Henderson. Henderson then forward, and now Nunez cuts it back against Varane. Right-footed crossfield pass intercepted by McTominay. Bounces through the middle of Salah. Oh, what a finish! It's 4-0. Wow, no one was expecting this. 4-0. That's right out of last season's playbook. And Liverpool and the Kop absolutely loving it. Lashed in by Salah. And Liverpool 4, Manchester United 0 is the scoreline on the scoreboards at Anfield now.
Yeah, I actually thought the chance had gone when Scott McTominay worked so hard to get back. He intercepted a certain ball through to score. Couple of ricochets as Man United tried to clear. Liverpool tried to play a ball forward. It falls to Salah. He's 14 yards out on the penalty spot on his right foot. He smacks. Nobody's near him. Just falls to him nicely, and he just swings his right foot, hits the underside of the bar, and makes it look even better, to be fair. 4-0 Liverpool.
Oh, buried that, didn't he? Right foot.
Yeah, just made sure his concentration. It's not his strongest foot, but concentration has paid off there in that kind of finish. Listen to them singing Mo Salah.
Salah, the record scorer in Liverpool-Manchester United games, extends that record to 11 goals in these famous matches in 12 appearances. And that means he's scored in his last 6 Liverpool-Manchester United matches. He's the first man to do that, to score in 6 of these matches in a row. And while we're on the numbers, Dion, that means he's now equalled Robbie Fowler on 128 Premier League goals for Liverpool.
That's good company. That is very, very good company.
And Nunez now through the middle. They're thinking of another one here, as Nunez is bundled over, and Luke Shaw standing over him. Has had something to say. Nunez on the ground reacted. There was half a kick from Luke Shaw as well. Luke Shaw walks away. Referee Madley, it's right in front of the assistant as well. I mean, the crowd here at Anfield are baying for a red card for Luke Shaw for his reaction, and the referee's demanding that Luke Shaw come across. He could be in trouble here.
Yeah, I think the referee's obviously just thinking about what he's going to do. Maybe he's getting some words in his ear as well. He's got both players by the side of him now, Nunez and Luke Shaw. He's having a chat. Nothing at all, no cards, no nothing. Good refereeing, but he'll keep his eye on it. I think it's good refereeing. Luke Shaw's lucky, but I think it's good refereeing. He'll keep an eye on that one. I don't think anybody else is going to get away with any more. He's had enough now, I think, the referee.
And actually, you know, Nunez might have been yellow carded for his reaction. Just watching that again, you know, it's more of a kick out by Nunez at Shaw, who committed the original foul. So no action. Free kick. Robertson swings it in, and De Gea is able to make the catch. But if you've just switched on, Liverpool 4-0 up on Manchester United, who break away downfield with Rashford on the right-hand side. Rashford, infield, McTominay, then goes back towards the halfway line. And Manchester United start again. 3 goals from Liverpool in the second half. It was 1-0 at half-time. Shaw being roundly booed. Fernandes into Shaw, little touch from him. Garnacho, edge of the area. Shaw trying to take it on. Liverpool men are in there, 2 of them. And then Konate is fouled by Bruno Fernandes, and it's a free kick to Liverpool on the edge of their own box. So we've already heard of 1 gold medal for Great Britain at the European Indoor Athletics. What's happened now, Katie Smith?
We've got another one. Jasmine Sawyers in the women's long jump. She's the team captain, leapt out to 7 metres exactly, a world-leading jump, and it is the first major title of her career, a 3rd gold for Great Britain.
Thank you, Katie. So more on that to come later, and more as well on the Bahrain Grand Prix won by Max Verstappen. It'll all be rounded up on the 5 Live Checkered Flag podcast via BBC Sounds. Nottingham Forest 2, Everton 2, St Mirren 1, Celtic 5, and Arsenal good winners against Chelsea in the Women's League Cup final. Lines open for 606 08 085 909 693. You'll be wanting to talk about this match with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Liverpool looking for 5, playing the ball forward to Nunez, who very much has come to life in the second half, but Dalot is able to get there first this time and clear it away. Henderson, now a flick from Gakpo, out to the left-hand side. Robertson is there, and then Robertson goes back to the halfway line. And now, after the recent run that Manchester United have been on, as I say, 11 matches unbeaten, having won their last 4, having knocked Barcelona out of Europe, having won a cup final, having got through to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, it looks as though Anfield was perhaps a bridge too far. Garnacho playing it forward, Bruno Fernandes, and then Casemiro is fouled by Henderson, and a free kick to Manchester United.
Yeah, there's a lot of frustration in white shirts at the moment. Bruno Fernandes is waving his arms all over the place. They just cannot get hold of the ball. Manchester United, and the Olays as well when Liverpool have it. It's just frustrating them even more.
Martinez takes the free kick, headed away by Alexander-Arnold, who gets another chance to clear it to the halfway line. Martinez, Rashford with a touch, had a good chance in the first half. Rashford wasn't able to take it. Elliott, then forward, Gakpo, and then out it goes off Martinez for a throw into Liverpool on the halfway line. And Gakpo now, Dion, looking very much at home, and we had the news this week that Roberto Firmino won't be here next season. But I think on this performance, I think the locals here will think that, you know, things are beginning to change and develop, and this new look front line, and Nunez has played his part as well today. Luis Diaz still out injured at the moment. Manchester United, though, playing it forward with Dalot, and then Bruno Fernandes to Rashford through the middle, and Alexander-Arnold slides in and gets a good touch on the ball to send it away just as Rashford was looking to shoot, and in any case the flag went up on the far side.
Yeah, the flag did go up. It was a lovely ball through from Bruno to Marcus. Marcus was offside anyway, but Trent Alexander wasn't to know that. He sprinting from his left back spot just to make sure that Marcus Rashford didn't get a shot on goal. He wasn't to know. Good defending, well done. Good defending.
Yeah, and he was right. I mean, he was considerably offside, actually. So 4-0 remains the score. And Liverpool, Anfield in great voice. Bruno Fernandes through to Rashford. Rashford away from Konate, round Alisson, but the angle was too tight, and he could only shoot into the side netting. He says that Alisson got a touch on that. The officials don't agree. Goal kick.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Very, very tough angle. Great work from Marcus Rashford again on the back of Konate. Lovely ball through. Takes it round Alisson to the right-hand side of Alisson, and the angle's very, very tight. He says that Alisson got a touch on it. I didn't see that. The referee said goal kick, and it's play on. I think the Liverpool midfield, for me, has just taken over this game. Firmino's been good. Henderson's managed the game great. Elliott's just found himself in some lovely pockets, and Casemiro and Fred in the first half, and Scott McTominay don't know where he is, and he's been an absolute nuisance, Elliott.
The first goal, Dion, was an absolute game changer. Just before half-time, here's Salah inside his own half. Manchester United going to make another couple of changes. Malacia and Sabitzer are coming on, but Liverpool come again. Red wave after red wave. Nunez down the right, his ball in. De Gea got a good strong hand to that, deflected it back out across the box, and therefore Manchester United with Shaw and Garnacho, but Fabinho steps in. Here's Salah turning now with Fernandes next to him. Bruno Fernandes, a little tug on the shoulder. Bruno Fernandes has to walk away, has to take the free kick. There's a word, though, I thought there would be, to the referee. Free kick, though, to Liverpool.
Yeah, very clever. They're anything down this right-hand side now, because you've got Martinez on the yellow, you've got Shaw on a yellow. Bruno Fernandes is not happy, is frustrated. So anything down this left-hand side of Man United is the right-hand side for Liverpool. The players that Liverpool are taking on have got to be very, very careful not to get another yellow card. I think we've got some more changes as well, John.
Yep. Those two waiting to come on, Sabitzer and Malacia, for a free kick to Liverpool on the right-hand side. 4-0. Alexander-Arnold is going to swing this in. Right-footed towards the back post, looking for Van Dijk, but there were two Manchester United men there with him. They got a touch, and it comes from Henderson. And then it's another! It's Nunez! A header on the edge of the 6-yard box. And what about this? 5-0. Liverpool 5. Manchester United 0, and Manchester United players, they're almost disbelieving what's happened to them here at Anfield, and maybe the club can't believe it either, but they're absolutely loving it. Liverpool 5, Manchester United 0.
That's Liverpool. That's just Liverpool watching them play in this second half. Latter stage of the first half as well. I mean, everything's quick and precise, and the first ball in was for Van Dijk, and it gets cleared to the left wing. It's going out. Henderson won't let it go out. Henderson sprints from the middle of the pitch, gets on the ball in that left wing spot, puts an in-swinger in there, and there's about 3 or 4 red shirts in there wanting to get on the end of it. Nunez gets across the near post, just a little bit of what I would call the eyebrows, bam, near post, thank you very much, nestles in the far post. The Liverpool are sharp, they're tidy on the ball, they're looking organised, the seniors are doing the job, the kids are doing the job. Perfect performance from Liverpool at the moment.
So here it is, Manchester United, cup winners a week ago, knocking Barcelona out of Europe, and Shaw's in trouble, and he leans into Gakpo, who's trying to get round him, and the ball did roll back to De Gea, who was able to clear it, and then Gakpo is shoved over by Shaw. No free kick. Liverpool have still got it. Salah coming in from the right hand side, they want 6. Fabinho to the right hand side to Gakpo. Gakpo looks up, clips it across to the back post. Dalot with a header away for Manchester United. Still got almost 15 minutes to play, and Liverpool are going to make a quadruple change. Van Dijk, no mercy from Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, and I'm not surprised after the season that they've had. They've got their tails up suddenly, they've found their confidence, they've found 5 goals against Manchester United, and you can hear it. We want 6, sing the cop. Salah on the right, but Malacia is able to put in the challenge and it's out for a throw.
Yeah, they're enjoying themselves, Liverpool out there. Salah's been outstanding on the ball, his movement off the ball. Gakpo as well is dropping into that 10 role, he's been brilliant. Nunez has worked, he's had 60 minutes of a brilliant game. Nunez, non-existent early on, but he's come alive, got his goals, and everybody's played their part. The skipper's coming off, and he's been brilliant too, let me tell you.
Yeah, set up the 5th goal, Jordan Henderson. This might take some time because it's a quadruple substitution. Nunez is coming off. It's 2-goal Nunez. Dion, you said he had to up his game in the second half. Well, he's got a couple of goals.
Yeah, and he did brilliant. He worked so hard. He just looked a little bit leggy in the first 20 minutes. He's got himself into the game, and he was outstanding. Listen to that ovation as Gakpo comes off.
Yeah, 2-goal Gakpo, also cheered off. Jota comes on for him, and here's Firmino. Roberto Firmino, in the week that it has been announced that he'll be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Roberto Firmino, after 8 years a Liverpool player, that was a real cheer of popularity. And now finally the 4th man, James Milner, scowling on the front of the match programme today, but he'll be laughing after this.
Yeah, he will be. And as I look to my left to see where the Man United fans were, they've thinned out very, very quickly. There's only half the Man United fans that were there at the start of the game. And why would you hang about?
And that doesn't work for Salah, a flick that goes straight behind for a goal kick. So 08085 909 693 to call 606 to talk about Liverpool 5, Manchester United 0, with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. I mean, the noise inside Anfield now, just listen to it. Erik ten Hag's heaviest defeat as the manager of Manchester United. Again, it feels like this has completely come out of the blue. And don't forget, this is a season. They lost 4-0 at Brentford in his second match in charge. They let 6 goals in at Manchester City back in October. But it's what's happened since then, really, that has made this so surprising. Only 2 defeats in 32 matches since that 6-3 on the other side of Manchester. But they've been hammered here. And the tide turned so massively with that goal a couple of minutes before half-time.
Yeah, it did. Liverpool were just, they were probing. They were just waiting for any mistake, any lapse in concentration. Their ball retention was good. They've looked very strong today. I think the big thing about this game, and what I've seen and what this tells me about Liverpool, is when that front 3 click, that's what they can do.
2 goals for Gakpo, 2 goals for Nunez, 1 for Salah. Salah's in again, he was tugged back there. Play continued, that might easily have been brought back for a free kick. In fact, Alexander-Arnold has slid it out of play, a tackle against Bruno Fernandes, and then he throws the ball out. And then Bruno Fernandes actually puts his hand on the back of the assistant, trying to get round him. And Manchester United, they are rattled by this. They're upset, they're angry. It could boil over, and Liverpool are trying to wind them up.
Yeah, and I think there's lots of yellow cards waiting to happen even in this last 10 minutes. Bruno Fernandes will get a yellow card. He's getting frustrated. He's going round. He's swiping at people. Liverpool are in control at the moment of everything. Their emotions, the game, everything.
Ball played over the top four. Looking for Salah, it's headed away. It's Elliott. A left foot shot from Elliott, but straight at De Gea, who is able to take a couple of steps to his right. What an extraordinary season it's been for Liverpool, who will now, after this, be in sight of the Champions League places. By Bajcetic, having just come on the right-hand side, goes past Bruno Fernandes, who just left him. Bajcetic still going. The cross going to the back of Shaw, bounces out of play for a throw down the right. Well, Bruno Fernandes gave up there.
Yeah, he did, because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to get into the game. Every time he gets the ball, there's a Liverpool player in and around him. Every time a Man United player gets the ball, they're not finding him, so he's getting frustrated with everything.
You can talk about it on 606, on 5 Live, 08 05 909 693 as Bajcetic comes forward. Shaw might have blocked him. Referee says no. He's let a lot go today, hasn't he? The referee, his first Manchester United-Liverpool match. Elliott, though, he's had a good second half.
He has.
Liverpool have had a good second half. He has Bajcetic now, 2 teenagers in the midfield. Elliott on the right-hand side with that curly blonde hair, taps it back to the halfway line. And Liverpool with Milner. Milner, lovely pass. Finds Elliott, who's got space here. Elliott, low ball into the near post. A turn from Firmino, bounces out. Salah! It's 6-0! Rips off his shirt. This is extraordinary. They thought Manchester United were back, but Liverpool have trounced them. 2 goals for Salah now. It's 6-0.
Wow. I mean, this game was over at 4, then it was 5, now it's 6. I mean, Liverpool have not taken their foot off the gas at all. They have been absolutely outstanding. I'm looking at those Man United players. We've got players hands on hips, scratching their heads, not knowing what to do. Bruno Fernandes is throwing his arms about. He's frustrated. They've just been out. On this occasion today, Manchester United have been completely outclassed. They haven't had an answer to anything Liverpool have thrown at them. Saying that, they could have been up. They could have been 1 up very, very early in this game. Didn't take their chances.
And Salah is yellow carded in front of the Kop.
Yeah, shirt off.
For taking his shirt off. Oh, they're having a look at a possible offside. Hang on. And it might be.
Is that?
No. I think the goal stands. I think it's been given. Yep. The goal stands. It says no offside on the boards here. And Liverpool 6, Manchester United 0 is confirmed as the score. Their heaviest defeat in the months that Eric Ten Hag has been manager. And Marcus Rashford now is sent on his way. He's been substituted, and Manchester United have brought on Anthony Elanga into the action. Liverpool are going to make a final change as well. And Varane. In fact, no, it's Harvey Elliott who's coming off for Liverpool. Harvey Elliott replaced by Curtis Jones in the midfield.
So played well today, didn't he? Elliott played well.
In the second half, he's been excellent. Jurgen Klopp very much approving of that. So Liverpool 6, Manchester United 0. And listen, they're now wanting 7. Well, I saw them score 7 at Ibrox against Rangers earlier this season. They did get 9 against Bournemouth here this season. But to get 6 against Manchester United, that means so much around here.
It does under these circumstances as well. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold has been outstanding today. I think Van Dijk's been outstanding as well. Their concentration, their organisation, everything about them pretty much back to where they need to be in order to start to dominate again. When Liverpool play like this, when they apply themselves like this, they are as good as anybody in the league.
So Liverpool passing the ball out from the back. 6-0 up on Manchester United. They did beat Newton Heath 7-1 in the days Manchester United were known as Newton Heath. That was back in 1895. But it is another astonishing day for Liverpool. 4-0 and 5-0 winners against Manchester United last season in the 2 league matches. But 6-0 here. And, you know, this is a match to which some Liverpool supporters were approaching. Many of them, I suspect, with a little bit of trepidation. This new Eric Ten Hag Manchester United. But they've swept them away. 1-0 at half-time, 5 goals in the second half. And you'll want to hear the interviews on 5 Live. We'll get them on live for you, Jurgen Klopp and Eric Ten Hag, during 606, during the phone-in, when you'll have so much to talk about with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. And Liverpool, ravenously hungry after everything that's happened to them this season. I mean, they've had some extraordinary ups and downs. I mean, to think that just a matter of days ago, really, I sat here watching Real Madrid score 5 goals against them at Anfield, their record home defeat in Europe. And now here they are winning 6-0 against Manchester United.
Yeah, and I said to you that, and a lot of people will laugh at this comment, and I'm waiting for the backlash. I know it's on the way. That tie's not over. That tie is not over. If Liverpool can perform like they have today, anything's possible. They've just been outstanding. They really have.
Well, that's a fair point, Dion. Although, as I said to Alan Shearer that night when he was sitting in your seat, as Liverpool come forward again, Jones through the salaries on a hat-trick, plays it in, bounces, Firmino, 7! There'll be no more popular scorer than Roberto Firmino. And he runs to the Liverpool fans, punching his fist. Liverpool absolutely lapping this up. 7-0, a record win for Liverpool against Manchester United. And Roberto Firmino, in the week that he announced that he would be leaving at the end of the season, he puts that seal on it. And Liverpool's players celebrating. There's a fan in there as well. The stewards have spotted him. And actually, I think one of them might have slipped into Andy Robertson and perhaps caused him a bit of damage. And that spectator's been carried away, pulled away. And you know, that'll be it now for him. That'll be a ban from Anfield for running on in that moment of euphoria, that moment of celebration. But there it is. Roberto Firmino drops down onto his knees. We've seen that so many times. Points to the skies above Anfield. Firmino scoring the goal. And it's Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0.
Yeah, very fitting for Liverpool. Bobby Firmino there, just making one of those amazing runs. Salah just taking the ball on the edge of the box, just passes it. I think Bobby receives it on the penalty spot. He takes a couple of touches. He gets more and more on an acute angle. Just waits for his time. Puts it past the keeper from 4 yards out. And they're on the attack again.
And now Salah plays it into the box. Alexander-Arnold goes down. And Shaw putting in the challenge, and it's behind. So
I've just got my iPad in front of me, John, and it says here Liverpool 7. Am I right? Or
7.
Is that right? 7.
Biggest win at Anfield when it was Manchester United against Liverpool as opposed to Newton Heath. 4-1 in 1969. So that's Manchester United's biggest win here. But for Liverpool, this is a record. 5-0 was the previous record when it was Liverpool against Manchester United. But 7-1 United against Newton Heath. But I mean, almost, it's incredible what we've witnessed here today.
I mean, I cannot remember in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, when Man United have had the ball or had an attack or done anything at all in Liverpool's half.
So Garnacho running forward with the ball. Alexander-Arnold is able to turn and play it out of play to throw into Manchester United down the left-hand side. We're into added time now at the end of this extraordinary match. Well, an extraordinary second half featuring 6 Liverpool goals without reply and breaking records and humbling Manchester United. And now there are just hundreds and hundreds of empty red seats in the Manchester United section at the Anfield Road end. And this ground has rarely been in louder voice. Bruno Fernandes playing in the free kick for Manchester United. That's headed away. Played forward by Sabitzer. Bruno Fernandes is able to take the ball down, but Liverpool are there with him. Robertson, into the box it goes. But Alexander-Arnold plays it away, and Salah's onto it, and Salah passes it forward to Jota, and it's Jota against Dalot, and Jota's still going. Dalot just got a foot in on it. Bajcetic got there first for Liverpool. In added time, surely not 8. Liverpool with it on the left-hand side with Milner. Now it comes infield to Bajcetic, and then Bajcetic turning away from Anthony. Milner with a touch out to the left-hand side. Robertson is there, and Milner again. Milner slips the ball forward. Robertson near the corner flag on the far side, plays it infield, bounces to Varane, who's able to get a touch and see Dalot clear it into the centre circle. 2 minutes of added time have been played, of the 3 that have been added on. And Alisson now forward from him, chested down over on the far side by Robertson. They're looking for a final flourish into the box. It goes. Jota on the turn of the stretch. Couldn't get the shot in. Dalot was leaning into him. But it looked sure it was leaning into him. He stayed down as Manchester United clear it downfield. Jota still down. I think Shaw landed on top of him in the middle of all that. And the referee actually is going to check and see how he is. Diogo Jota. I hope he's okay after the season that he's had with all of these problems, injury problems, and I think he is. He's okay.
Yeah, I think it was just. I think it was Luke Shaw fell on him as he was trying to reach with all his might to try and get a toe on that ball to make it 8 for Liverpool, but Shaw defended well. Couldn't get his touch on it that time. Jota.
So the lines are open to talk about these extraordinary happenings at Anfield, where we have a scoreline of Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0 on 5 Live. 0885 909 693 to talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton once we round up the athletics. Those 2 gold medals for Great Britain. But there it is. There is the final whistle on a famous victory, a record victory for Liverpool against Manchester United. 7-0. 7-0. It needs to be written out. S-E-V-E-N. 2 goals for Gakpo, 2 goals for Nunez, 2 goals for Salah, and then Roberto Firmino coming on to round it all off and put the gloss on an amazing day for Liverpool Football Club. Manchester United coming here full of confidence. Cup winners a week ago, looking at potential success on 4 fronts, and they've been beaten out of sight.
Yeah, for me, I think the word of the day for me is class. Liverpool were class today in all departments. They got the midfield 3 right, Elliott, Fabinho and Henderson were outstanding in there. It's a lovely balance. And then the 3 up top did what they had to do. They got 2 goals apiece. Bobby comes on and gets himself a goal as well. But it's just the way they set up, the way they approached the game. Defensively, they were very, very organised. I said from the outset that Van Dijk and Henderson were keeping their teammates on their toes. It was just a very, very good performance, and it was a Liverpool of old. Liverpool of old. It was just pure class. They deserved this victory.
And James Milner and Salah, I mean, the celebrations going on are down on the pitch out there. Jurgen Klopp is going around his players. You know, we've talked so many times this season about whether Liverpool were getting the confidence back, and now Jurgen Klopp, near the centre circle, goes across to Roberto Firmino, and they have a laugh about it together, sending him on, getting his goal, and no one wants to leave. No Liverpool supporter wants to leave Anfield. They want to drink this in, and they're going to all corners of the ground. An extraordinary season. I mean, the highs and lows that Liverpool have had this season, it's been the roller coaster of all roller coasters, but they will not enjoy anything, whatever happens this season, as much as they're enjoying this. A final score here at Anfield of Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0.
John Murray, that is absolutely